Hello and welcome to the show. Mahatma Gandhi and Nathuram Godse represent two different ideologies of Indian history. While Gandhi fought against the Britishers through non-violence, the father of the nation was killed violently by fellow Indian Nathuram Godse. Now, what would have happened if Gandhi had survived the assassination? What would he tell Godse and vice versa? Well, that's the crux of the upcoming film, Gandhi versus Godse. Talk more about it, I have the lead actors, Mr. Deepak Antani and ChinmayMandlekar with us. Thank you to both of you for joining the Federal.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, this question is for both of you. How important is it to tell the story of Gandhi and Godse in today's times?
Well, I feel that Mahatma Gandhi and Nathuram Godse, as you very rightly said, they represent two different streams of thought that have been prevalent in our country. It is important because history, or looking back at history, or reassessing your past is always very important. A, so that you can understand it better, and B, you might avoid certain pitfalls or mistakes in future. So, in that perspective, to relook at what happened between Gandhi and Godse, and to look at it from exactly a historical point of view, but a theatrical and imaginary point of view. That is why the
Uh, Before I ask Mr. Antani your thoughts on this, I mean, we all know about Godse and Gandhi's story, but then.
Right. So while in the process of preparation for Gandhi's various characters I did till now, I came to know that so many misleading informations are there on internet, YouTube, and WhatsApp and all. And today's youth is being misguided by half truth, and they you know their opinion they fix on internet without going deep into it or researching it. So this subject and this film is very much of important or demand of time, we can say, uh, for the today's youth who are being misguided by the half truth and half false on the internet and various WhatsApp universities content.
So if that is the case, then the film's plot, Gandhi versus Godse, the film's plot is about what would have happened if Gandhi had survived the assassination. So it's basically a fictional story. So how would you say that
Correct.
this film would talk about all the half truths? This would expose all the half truths. How would you say that? Because this film itself is a fictional story.
Of course, the situation is fictional, but the dialogues or content in it is they talk about the history, they talk about the controversies against each other, and they both answer each other about all the allegations and all. So it's not the totally fiction what they talk, what they discuss or talk the points about. They are all the about the history only.
Sure. So Mr. Anthony, I'll get to you. Mr. Chinmay, how does it feel to play one of the most hated characters in Indian history? Whether we agree to it or not,
Yeah.
but yes, it is.
No, I very honestly, I never took that pressure. That Nathuram is a very bleak character, or as you put it, the most hated character. For me, it was just another person that I was trying to portray. Uh, I'm not the first person who has played Nathuram Godse, or I might not be the last. Also, as actors, you tend to look at your characters as characters after a point, because that is how the process happens. I cannot, even if tomorrow I'm playing a hero or a historical figure like Gandhiji, After a point, I have to leave that burden aside that, I'm playing Gandhiji and try to look at Gandhiji or Godse or whoever I'm playing as a person, as a human being. And that is what then makes your process easy. So very honestly, I never took that pressure. Very fortunately, our director, Mr. Rajkumar Santoshi, never gave me that pressure. So while I was doing the part, it was just that, okay, this is the character that I'm playing, this is how he thinks, this is what he does, that is how I need to portray it, nothing else.
So we have a lot of books, journals to look after when it comes to Mr. Gandhi, but we don't have much information about Nathuram Godse apart from whatever we get to hear from certain sections of the society. So how did you manage to research, understand his psyche, his character?
See, actually, it's not that it is not available. It is available, but you just need to look a little bit deeper. Fortunately, I come from Maharashtra. Also, Nathuram Godse was from Maharashtra. So, in Marathi culture, in Marathi theatre, in Marathi literature, there have been things that have been written about Nathuram Godse. Nathuram Godse's own brother, Gopal Godse, has written a book. Also, there was a play which was a long-running Marathi play called Me Nathuram Godse Boltoy, which has been on Marathi for a very long time. I've seen that play. And very fortunately, few years ago, Nathuram Godse's last speech that he gave in the court during his trial, that has been made public. Initially, it was not available for public, but few years ago, it has been made public. Even if you go on YouTube right now, you can find that speech. Of course, it is not in Nathuram Godse's voice; it is in someone else's voice, but that is available verbatim what he spoke in the court. So that I think is enough research material. Also, there is very wonderful book by very reputed writer and historian Manohar Malgaonkar, who is from Karnataka. The Men Who Killed Gandhi, and it gives very detailed, of what happened when during the process of this whole conspiracy of assassination. So yes, there is a lot of. Only thing is one needs to dig deeper and find it. Not as easily available as on Gandhi ji, but ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. There is.
Okay. So these days, especially over the last few years, the political situation in India has it is such that uh, a lot of other freedom fighters apart from Gandhi are being highlighted, and at this time, a film on Gandhi versus Godse coming in, and which talks more about Hindutva, whereas Gandhi was for both the Hindus and the Muslims, whereas Godse was completely pro-Hindus. That's what's shown in the trailer as well. So, how do you think it will affect or impact the society at this point of time, sir?
Impact, we cannot predict, but the objective of the film is to just give the ideas about both ideologies, give answers to the allegations, and nothing about the pro Gandhi or pro Godse or anything. It's a very healthy debate between both the ideologies, and there is no intention to glorify either of the character or hurt any other freedom fighters. So it will create quite a healthy thought process amongst the viewers. That is what the film intend to.
Okay. So I should have, in fact, gotten to delve into this question much earlier. This film is based on a play, right? So how did the whole idea about converting that play into a feature-length film come about? How did Mr. Santoshi come up with this idea, and how did the casting of you both happen?
Mr. Santoshi was working on another film which is also based on Mr. Asghar Wajahat's play. So Asghar Wajahat is the playwright, the writer of the play. While he was working on that script, Wajahat sir just gave him this play, Godse@Gandhi.com, just for casual reading. But when Santoshi sir read the play, he thought that this should be made into film. And that is what he exactly has done. As far as casting is concerned, Deepak ji will tell his own experience. About me, I just got a call from the casting director one fine day. I went and met Mr. Santoshi, and there was no audition. I mean, it sounds very unbelievable, but there was absolutely no audition. He just met me. We spoke for about 20 odd minutes, and he just asked me whether you would like to do such a character in such a film. So I was clearly taken by surprise because for me, because we have been in this film world for such a long time now that nothing comes without audition. You have to go through, and especially such important characters, there are series of auditions, look tests, this, that, and you can be dropped off at any point of you don't keep your hopes high till actually you shoot on the first day. That is what I think always. But nothing of this sort happened with Gandhi Godse.
Mr. Antani, how did your casting happen? In fact, you've played you've played Gandhiji's role several times in the past, and you also hold a Limca Book of Records for being very similar to Gandhi. Tell us more about it, sir.
I had been playing Gandhi since 2004, say after 5-6 years of my marriage. And when I got married, my mother was not there. She expired before my marriage. So my wife has not seen my mother. So when this Gandhi thing went on more and more, and naturally, because it's a Gandhi, you got more respect, more publicity, more prestige. So my wife was very happy about diverting, majority of assignment for Gandhi. And just watching at the my mother's photo, she always keep telling that if you would have been alive these years, you would have been most happier about your son's progress, and as we are all happy. But since you are not here, but we pray to God, and you should also bless that some Bollywood or Hollywood director uh, plan a project on Gandhi, and Deepak get casted in that project, and his talent should reach to national and international level. So I think as the prayers are heard, I came to came across a news in a Gujarati newspaper, a very little clipping that Santoshi sir is planning a film on Gandhi and Godse, and he has started approaching actors for casting. So I always, keep observing whatever is happening with my life. So I thought if the God has brought me to this message, so I should act upon this. So I tried to approach Santoshiji through my whatever Bollywood contacts are, and luckily with very little, very little efforts, I could approach Santoshiji. The casting director put in front of Santoshiji my profile and biodata and YouTube links and all. They went through all, and I was sitting in front of Santoshiji within no time. And the very first meeting, he confirmed that you are doing it. He just narrated the content, and then he said कि दीपक भाई गांधी जैसे दिखने वाला तो बहुत मिल जाते हैं, बट गांधी जैसा दिखता भी हो और गांधी आपने बहुत किया है, and you are an actor, theater actor, so I don't have to look much. And I was intent that some Gujarati actor must do Gandhi ji. So it was done in a very first meeting.
Brilliant.
And as Chinmay ji said, there was no audition, nothing.
Now, both of you, what do you have to tell people who are protesting against the film, who are saying the film shouldn't release and all of that? What is your thoughts? will Godse be glorified in the film? What is it? Why do you think are the protests?
I just have one line for everybody. Please just watch the film first. Because whatever you're protesting, you don't know what you're protesting about. You absolutely have no idea what the film is about. And it has been passed by the censor board, the certification board appointed by the government of India. You need to respect that and just go and watch the film. After watching the film, you might agree, disagree, you might like, not like. That's after watching the film. But without watching the film, protesting, it's not a very great idea.
And how much do you think will Mr. A.R. Rahman's music help this film? I mean, how do you guys feel about it? A.R. Rahman for your film composing.
He has done that naturally. He is the god of music, we can say. And the music plays a very important part in the any film. Music plays very important part. Background music, gives a complete feel, and it gives the proper canvas. So music is a very important part, and especially the Vaishnavan and the Raghupati Raghav. It's excellent. We are nobody to say something about Rahmanji.
Mr. Your thoughts as to how the film's music will have an impact on the audience?
Just having the name A.R. Rahman in your filmography, it's like, I mean, it's amazing. And I will say this about all the names of the technical crew that are associated with film.
Sure.
Himself, then the writer Asghar Wajad. Though Asghar Wajad's name is new to Bollywood, but he is a very renowned and a very respected playwright of our country. Then A.R. Rahman. Then who is the DOP? Pukutty sir, who is the sound designer. Shrikar Prasad sir, who is the editor. I mean, these are all people who have Oscars and national awards and things like that. And when these are the people are also the makeup designer, Vikram Gaikwad sir. So, these are all great people, and when you see your poster and these names, at the bottom of that poster, you just feel very blessed. That's all I can say.
Correct.
So I know this. You might have been asked this question several times. Last year, the film The Kashmir Files, I think you were part of it as well, did extremely well, even when it released against a big film like Radhe Shyam. But this year, your film is releasing along with Shah Rukh Khan's Pathan, a day after Shah Rukh Khan's Pathan. Now, this question is for both of you. Do you think it is the right time to release the film against a big film? Of course, the content is good, but then against a big film like Pathan, you think it's the right move?
See, very honestly, I'm nobody to comment on this because this decision must have been taken by PVR Films, who are releasing the film, and they know their job better. Yes, what I can gauge is it's a very long weekend. In fact, Pathan also is releasing almost like tomorrow is Wednesday. It's releasing tomorrow. So, it's a very, very long weekend due to our Republic Day coming up and the weekend coming up. Also, for us, for the film especially, it's the weekend just before 30th of January. That is the day of the assassination. I think that must have been the major idea behind releasing the film on 26 January. And Pathan is one of the most awaited films of Bollywood because our country's biggest superstar, Shah Rukh Khan sir, is coming back after a very long time. So I think both the films will have their own share of audiences, and I hope both of them are hits.
Sure. So one last question before I let you go, both of you go. How do you think will the people interpret, and what do you think will be the conclusion after watching Gandhi versus Godse?
I think their opinions may change after watching Gandhi and Godse, and the content is so powerful. Dialogues are so powerful that I feel that the people will watch more than once. They will watch again and again to have the exactly feel or exact understanding of the dialogues, and there might be some debates, but that all will be positive debates and the positive change. Nothing controversial or negative will come up. That is what we predict.
Chinmay, your thoughts on it?
Uh, well, I think it will help people understand better the incidences that happened in and around the partition of India. Also, it neither does it put anybody on the pedestal, or neither does the film try to demonize anybody. May it be Godse or Gandhi. I think it's one of the most and open-minded films that I have personally seen in past few years, and that is exactly what we hope that people. It is the takeaway for people that you need to look at history with a balanced point of view, not with any particular bias upon your. Because history again is about people, about human beings. There are certain things that they do right. There are certain things that they do wrong. So right को right बोलना और wrong को wrong बोलना इतना तो हमको आना चाहिए. That is what the film is all about.
Yes, and the see, Gandhiji always believed that अपराध से उनको विरोध था, अपराधी से नहीं. पाप से विरोध था, पापी से नहीं.
He was against sin, not the
So
sinner.
yes, so he was never against the sinner. He was against the sin only. He was never against the system. He was never he was against the system always, but never against any particular British officer. So it was his belief, and looking to that, he is debating with the Godse, not as a sinner or not any apradhi, but as a human being. So that's a great thing, and that's a great debate in this film.
Sure.
That always between any ideology there should be debate, and that debate is here.
Thank you to both of you for joining us on the show. I hope to go ahead and watch the film and understand both sides of the story. And I hope the rest of the country does as well. Thank you both for joining us. Hope the film is a big success.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more interesting updates.